December 26, 2004. A massive 9.3 Richter scale earthquake occurs under the Indian Ocean. Within hours, the tsunami struck on a day that will never be forgotten.
Every direction, the water come and attack me.
We don't have a tsunami warning.
And we are not quite understand about what is tsunami.
There was no way of warning because tsunami disasters was not on the agenda.
The only warning it came from people surrounding. It's still like, come on, the water is coming to our land.
Then we start to realize that it is something very big.
That wave is a good 15-20 feet tall, easy.
Like people around me saying like, I left my family, what's happened with my kids and children, they are very, very young. It was like 10 years ago and it's still fresh on my mind.
The tsunami of 2004 changed the way the world approached natural phenomena. The scale and impact of the disaster forced governments and institutions to react and prepare.
The tsunami of 2004 was a wake-up call for many organisations, really in terms of joining up between those forecasting disasters and those having to respond to disasters.
The mechanisms to get information to people at risk didn't exist. People weren't educated about the event, and there were no monitoring systems within the Indian Ocean to detect whether a tsunami had been generated, how big it was, and the areas that it might affect.
Indian Ocean Tsunami was an eye-opener actually for the disaster management community in the region, particularly in the Indian Ocean countries.
Prior to that, we had not witnessed what you call ocean-wide basin hazards. But on this occasion, almost all the Indian Ocean countries were affected and people were rudely awakened. And that led to the establishment of IOTWS.
The Indian Ocean Tsunami Warning System became operational in 2011. Other initiatives included the partnership between ESCAP and Thailand to launch the Trust Fund for Tsunami, the Hyogo Framework for Action in 2005, the major upgrade of early warning systems, and the growth of disaster risk reduction projects across Asia.
3 countries, Australia, Indonesia and India, have set up regional systems that can detect tsunamis and then detect earthquakes and then inform people if there is a threat coming by.
This is a landmark achievement. It means that the region as such is today much better prepared than it was when the Indian Ocean Tsunami happened in 2004.
An increase in research and knowledge about disasters was essential, not just tsunamis, but also about other extreme weather events and how to deal with them.
Let us recognize that the effects of climate change affect us all, and that they have become so severe and so sweeping that only urgent global action will do.
The tsunami was instrumental in taking the world to a higher level of tsunami awareness. It took the event to get the warning systems in place, get the governmental and non-governmental systems to operate at the level that they should have been before, but they weren't. The tsunami and Hurricane Katrina and other incredible disasters, Haiyan, all prompted action inside and outside of government to operate at a higher level.
Japan, in terms of investment and technological advancement, has set a gold standard. But countries across the region realise they can do more, much more, to educate and prepare people even with limited resources. And standard operational procedures have become a foundation for disaster risk reduction projects.
We also need to work on the other dimension, and that is the people downstreams, or the last mile, as we say. People, communities, institutions, local government all the players and stakeholders know what to do when a warning is issued.
Many initiatives have been implemented during the past decade, including early warning and disaster mitigation schemes at village and community levels. And projects such as Our Climate, Our Future have targeted young people with significant success.
Our climate, our future.
We encourage a very much sort of multi-stakeholder approach, multi-hazard approach, and with systems in place both at the local, national and regional level. A lot more needs to be done, a lot more investments need to take place, and I would say we need to keep investing in order to safeguard the good work that has already been done, so that we do not slide backwards but continue to move forward.
The challenge is to keep these systems going. That requires maintenance, it requires commitment of the institutions involved, it requires political commitment, it requires budgets to be in place, it requires again international cooperation.
It's very important that these systems are sustained through the contributions of the donor agencies and the countries who are involved, so that the next time when there is a big event, we are actually totally not caught unawares. We can actually reduce the losses to the maximum extent that is scientifically and technologically possible.
The Sendai World Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction in Japan 2015 is the launchpad for the Hyogo Framework for Action 2, the next stage of building resilience to disasters. The tsunami of 2004 will never be forgotten, and although much has been done during the past 10 years, more natural disasters will occur. The preparations and awareness of these events must therefore continue and improve.
Great strides have been made. We certainly, if we had a repeat of that event today, there might still be casualties, but it would be far less than what we saw in 2004.